Welcome back to Plough Lane TV as we're joined here with Joe Lewis and Rob Boyce following Wimbledon's 2-0 victory, back to winning ways after beating Doncaster in League Two. Joe, what are your immediate thoughts after that?
Immediate thoughts are how hard everyone worked, really. Prior to obviously losing men, we were already sort of acknowledged at half time that everyone was really on it today, working really hard. It wasn't a particularly free-flowing game, even though we did have moments and the lads played well. It was one of those slightly scrappy games where it was more about the work rate, and everyone turned up and gave it that tonight.
I think that's one thing that's sort of been consistent this season under Johnny Jackson, is that just hard work. Sort of you see Armani Little and Jake Reeves in the middle of the pitch, just constant. How important is that to sort of the way we play?
Yeah, hugely important. I think especially when you play with two in midfield, you need those two to cover a lot of distance. I mean, most teams don't play with two in midfield. So they have to cover a lot and make up some ground in there, and they were outstanding tonight. And the same goes for everyone else, really, but the work rate is really important to the way we play. I think I can only think of one occasion when we've not quite turned up with that this season, and that was the first half against Accrington. But I genuinely can't think of another occasion where we've got that wrong this season.
You referenced the Accrington game. Obviously, we conceded 4 goals in that game, and then I think what's the game after that? We had another game where we
Morecambe away.
That week there, we didn't obviously perform at our best, but we've just had 3 wins in a row. What's like changed, or was there any meetings at the change of ground, or was there any? It just feels like it was a really solid professional performance, clean sheet. It just it's very different to the Accrington performance.
I think the big thing is that absolutely nothing has changed.
Okay.
We've got
just put it down to a blip.
Yeah, 100%. We've got full confidence in our ability to beat anyone in the league, and that is going to happen at some point this season. We've seen probably every other team above us already in the league lose big already this year. It's going to happen. There was no sort of knee-jerk reaction from anyone in the squad, players or staff, and I think that's why we've had the solid week we have. No one panicked, no one overreacted, which I think is testament to everyone, and probably particularly the staff. It was a great reaction all around.
We talk about sort of the squad, and we seem to have quite a settled team now, which is sort of, I think, from previous seasons, maybe not something we haven't had. Sort of how important has that been, sort of forming partnerships with Alex Pearce and Ryan Johnson?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, from my point of view, with either of them, one of those two, I feel completely comfortable playing with them. Obviously, Ryan got injured the other week, and Pearce's come straight in and made 2 massive performances against Cheltenham and today, and I think it's really important that we know we all have that. I mean, there's every chance at some point this season that I could be injured or suspended or not in the side, and it's important we all know that we can sort of back each other and put those performances in. And yeah, they've been great, and across the rest of the squad as well. Like you said, it's maybe a more settled side, but confidence in everyone's ability to come in and actually make an impact, whether that's starting or off the bench.
Absolutely, we've mentioned it quite a few times on the show. We're looking at the bench, and you've got like Josh Davison, Aaron Sassu, you've got obviously Charlie Lake in today to come in. That's strong sort of options off the bench. How much does that help the squad, sort of knowing that maybe if players are a bit tired at the end of the game, they know that they've got players that can come in and sort of help sort of manage those minutes?
100%. The depth is massive, and is going to be massive for the rest of the season. We've got a long way to go.
And we've got a cup run on the cards as well.
Exactly, yeah. So those are just extra games, but I think there is serious depth within the squad and confidence in each other's ability to produce performances, and that's really important.
Absolutely.
What do you? One of the questions I was saying, I was kind of speaking to Tom about off air, is what do you like to do after a 2-0 win? What will you go home and do now? What's your deal? Do you like to unwind or
today in particular? I'm going to be going to see family. I'm going to be travelling back home, back to Swansea.
How are you finding life down in Surrey, London? Obviously, you're up north from Stockport. How are you finding settling in down there?
Yeah, I've done a bit of travelling. I've done Torquay, Manchester, and now here. So I'm getting around, and I really like it. I genuinely really like it. I mean, there's so many.
I actually like it.
It's completely different to everywhere else I've lived. There's so much to do, and it's important outside of football to feel relaxed and comfortable where you live, and I do. So, and I feel relaxed and comfortable when I'm in there as well. So that's really important.
Cool.
What's your commute like in? Is it like a long journey in the morning? Do you share? I know Jake Reeves and Omar come in together. Do you share with anyone on the way in?
I think no. I'm literally 10 minutes to the training ground. I'm the closest one, so
Perfect.
yeah, it's easy. I could probably walk it if I wanted to. But
Jake Reeves caught me off guard because I was crossing the road last week and I nearly got run over by him. And he drives a little smart car.
He does, yeah.
You know, him and Omar Bagel. And Bagel's obviously a big guy. You know, it really caught me off guard. I was like, that's Jake Reeves in a smart car. Like,
Yeah.
You know, his little smart car, bless him. So.
yeah,
I did see Omar driving. We were down at the training ground a few weeks ago, and I did see him drive to literally the front gates. And I thought, could he have walked from the training ground there? You know,
from the front gates is
Yeah,
in.
Woodies.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I do that though. So
I think from memory as well, you had your car parked in front of someone else. I think that week you blocked someone in.
Did
so,
I?
Yeah, might have been in trouble there with the Woodies team.
maybe I didn't. Oh, I actually know what you're on about. yeah. No, it wasn't my car in the end.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're spared.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, obviously back to family in Swansea tonight.
Yeah, that would be nice. Try and take the opportunities when they come.
Have a relax and go again. Obviously, we're back at Plough Lane on Tuesday. Oh no, we're away, aren't we, for Wickham? Yes. On Tuesday night. So we'll be there for Wickham, and then
Week
we'll
Tuesday,
be back on the show on Saturday. Well, no, I've completely got myself mixed up here. It's a
Week
week on
Tuesday.
Saturday as we go on to Notts County as we're at home to Notts County taking on one of the top boys in the league. Looking forward to that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I said, I think we can beat anyone. So, and
That's what we like to hear.
hopefully this place it always is rocking, but another opportunity to see us beat someone, and I think the fans were great tonight, especially with.
We had Harry Pell on the show last week, and we were talking about the cup run. Obviously, we played Chelsea in the cup, and he kind of touched upon that, gave the squad a lot of confidence. You know, obviously we put in a good performance there. Just still kind of wanted to get your thoughts on how that night was playing at Stamford Bridge. You know, it was feeling, I don't know, it must be buzzing for a player. So.
Yeah, for me in particular, I'm from Swansea and I was a Swansea fan growing up, but my dad didn't live far from Stamford Bridge for a period of time.
Yep.
So I always had a bit of an affinity with Chelsea, and we did support them growing up.
Okay.
So for me in particular, that was an unbelievable.
I was going to say it's funny because Harry Pell supports Chelsea. It's interesting, isn't it? Because sometimes you don't think football players, especially Premier League players, they don't like to say who they support. It's probably a little bit different in lower league, but it's interesting. Harry Pell coming on saying, you know, he's a Chelsea fan, got to play at Stamford Bridge, got to tick that off. So, you know, for you, must be hoping we get a cup run and maybe play Swansea if we can get past Ramsgate.
No,
Swansea away, is that the dream?
Yeah, no, that actually would be 100%. Yeah.
There we go. I think we'll.
We're going to go to the scores, and
Yes.
we'll let Joe go.
Absolutely.
Perfect.
Joe.
Cheers,
Absolute
mate.
pleasure. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.